Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher, and welcome to another session of Not Perfect Zen. I am continuing with my project to go through the 102 Tangles of Zentangle from a poster that I bought when I went to, well, actually I bought the poster, I think, ahead of time, before I went to the CZT seminar, and I had Rick and Maria sign it for me. And this is the first time that I've done a deep dive into the patterns, and I still have not identified all of them. And I keep forgetting to mention that you can buy that poster from Zentangle. It is still available. Today I'm going to do a monotangle. I'm going to show you this one that's called Hazen. And I honestly have only done this in the past one time, and that was making this little card that I put into my pattern catalog. And I really enjoyed playing with it. So we're going to do this one today, and I'll show you what I did ahead of time. This one is what we're going to do today. It's just the pattern in black and white. And I just wanted to show you that you can do it this way too. You don't have to do it diagonally like I show it here. This one I did in color. I had already colored this background. Not necessarily one of my favorites that I've done. Excuse me. But I had fun putting this on here. And I did Shattuck across here, and Flux were the only patterns that I added. And then I have this one that I did. And I really enjoyed playing with this one. All of these patterns are part of the 102 Tangles of Zentangle on the poster. And that's Hazen is the string. This is snail. Then this one in here is Winex. This is eek. And out here is, you can call it either amaze or stir it up. So I'm going to show you how to do this one. Okay, and then you can use it however you want. You can fill this in, make these lines as big as you want so that you can put other patterns in there like I did, or just leave it like this. I enjoyed doing that one. So I'm going to be using a 3.5 inch Zentangle white tile. You could use either a Micron 01 or a Micron PN, whichever you prefer. I'll be using a graphite pencil and a blending stump or tortillon. I may even use a, oh, I'm sorry. Hit my stand. Might even use a kneaded eraser, so I'm going to keep that handy. I'm very grateful for the time that I've been spending doing this. I have really enjoyed looking at all of those patterns, and I have not figured them all out. I even sent an email to Zentangle to ask them if they could tell me, and they said no, they didn't think they had a list, so that's fine. I'm grateful for Zentangle in my life. I love it. I really do. All right, so we're going to start with the corner dots and go from there. And I'm going to bring mine pretty close to the edge, give myself room for this. And I'm going to make these fairly straight. Doesn't have to be, but that's what I want to do. Okay, and now as a guide, I'm going to do a diagonal line across here. I will admit on least one of them, I used a ruler because I wanted to get it straight, but you really don't need it. As long as you're going from one corner to the other, and I just kind of do it in the air first, and then watch where you're going, not where your pencil has been, and that's good enough. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Okay, I think I'm going to use the PN today, and we are going to start in this corner, and then we're just going to make some lines that get us started. Wow, can't talk today. I'm not worried about this being perfectly straight. Okay, then we're going to turn it, do the same thing. So we're going to do this 4 times. I really like the idea of using this as a string. You can do a lot with it. When I noticed this one on the poster, I had to flip through my Zenthology to find the name for it. And I tell you, doing this project has been fun because I've looked at every page of the Zenthology again and enjoyed that. Okay, so there's our first part. Okay, the middle. Now we're going to put this one. Well, actually, I think I'll do this one next because that kind of helps me to get this all the way that I want it. The perfectionist in me wants to get it straight. Okay, so I'm going to find the center here on each of these, and it's easiest if I'll just kind of go up like that. Okay. So we've got that marked. I have allergies, excuse me. We have lots of flowers in our yard. Okay, so I'm going to connect that dot to that dot, doing the hollow ball method. I'm going to go under that one, meet up with that one. Turn your tile. We're going to do the same thing here. It is very hot in Texas right now. The place where my mom and dad lived for a while, called San Angelo, was 114 degrees this past week. That's just crazy. Okay, so we have that one. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm come in just a little bit. Make it as thick as you would like. By the way, this one, if I put the barrel of my pen down, it's about the size of that. I've done this so many times, I think I could do it in my sleep, and I probably have. When I first started Zentangle, I used to tangle in my dreams. Okay, so there's that one. And now we're going to do this one. And I meant to mention that Annika Zenlinia, she did this in her 100-day project. She is one of my favorite people to watch. She does fantastic work. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're going to come out just a little bit, do another one. I like to look at the Zentangle Mosaic app to see what others have done. And there's not very many tiles with this pattern in it, because this is one that has not been released to the public by Zentangle. So the step outs are only in the Zenthology that CZTs have. Okay, so I'm going to come about halfway between this and start again. And this line is going to go across here. Okay, so that's this. And I'm going to go parallel to that line. Go under. And that way. Same thing here. Go under. And then you could come up higher this way, or just make it a little bit lower down here. I'm just going to make these small. You could even stop right here without putting this on and add patterns in here. Really cool string. I love it. Okay, now we're going to add another one inside. Okay, now on this one, again about halfway between these is what I'm doing. You can make yours as large or as small as you'd like. Okay, one more, about halfway. Okay. Like I said, you could make all these as wide as you would like. You could do more lines going across. Okay, so like on this one, I basically did the same thing, but then I added another line here. And like I said, you can make this as large or as small as you like. That's pretty small. I'm still amazed at how tiny I did some of this stuff. I can't do it quite that small anymore. Okay, so I'm done with my pen. I am going to just use my kneaded eraser to remove that, the two guidelines that I put there in the center. Probably wouldn't show up that much, but I just want to do it. Okay, so now we're going to shade this one, and it's going to end up looking like this one. And I'm going to start with these, and I'm going to add the graphite right along these lines, right next to it. So I point my pencil at it so that I'm touching that line. Okay. We're going to go all around and do that. The fun thing about doing this is it almost looks like rounded pipes after we finish softening this and get it on both sides. Remember to relax your shoulders. Relax your hand. Turn the tile to make it easy for you. It's really been fun to show some of these patterns that some of my friends that follow me haven't seen them at all. If you're not a CZT, then you may not have seen this, except for, like I said, Zenthology showed this one recently. But I don't think I've seen it, except for in the mosaic, I don't think I've seen it on a 3.5 inch tile. Okay, so now I have my blending stump. And I'm just going to soften that right at that edge. I'm not going to pull it all the way to the center. I want that center to stay white. So we're just making sure we don't have any harsh graphite lines across here. Okay, I'm going to turn it and do the other side. Okay, so it kind of gives you a rounded look across there. And I actually did the same thing on these smaller pipes, if you will. So just very softly put your graphite on there. Because when we blend it, we're trying to not necessarily get it to blend all together. If it does, that's okay. That one's getting pretty close. So you might want to make yours a little bit wider. Okay, we'll see how it does. I may just blend that all the way across. And that's fine. And then what we'll do is just come a little bit darker here where it goes under. Give it a little bit of a shadow there. This would be pretty in colors, similar to what I did on that other tile. Okay, I'm just going to soften that a little bit. Okay, do this again. I do not speed up my videos, so you're welcome to speed this up, slow it down, whatever works best for you. I also don't put music in the background. I learned very early in my Zentangle videos that that wasn't necessarily good for everybody. So if you want music in the background, you can pick what's best for you, or just let there be peace and quiet and just tangle along. Okay, so this one kind of has a tip on it, so I'm going to try to be real easy on this. See if I can keep a little bit of white in the center. If you have a white charcoal pencil, you can, even on a white tile, add a little bit of white down the center. You might see it, you might not. This is where this does really well on a Renaissance tile. I don't know if you can see the difference or not. Okay, let's just carry on. A little bit darker where this goes under. Same here, and here, and then soften that just a little bit. Zenthology did a 100-day project, and she did a bijou tile each day, and did that for 100 days. If you happen to go look at that playlist, she does those, I think, like double the speed of a usual video. And there is a way to go into your settings on YouTube and slow it down. And I've done that on some of those videos so that I can watch it in real time. Okay, just keep going. Again, you can speed this or fast forward. I really enjoy simple patterns like this. The repetition is relaxing. And that's the point of the Zentangle method, is to enjoy the time that you're doing this. Okay? Soften that a little bit. Rinse and repeat. Okay, here we go again. Would probably help if I had sharpened this pencil first. So just very close to that line. Okay, so now we're going to soften this one. Okay. And then darken this a little bit here. Again, if you know the hollowball pattern, then you understand how we do this. Okay, last one. I might try this again with all of these being kind of big. But I want to get through these 102 tangles. It may take me a while, but I'm going to do it. Excuse me. Okay. Now we're going to soften that. I have enough on my tortillon that I think I could just go ahead and add the extra right there. And one thing I learned from Annie Reiser, and she has, her site is called Botangle. She is a certified botanical illustrator. And one of the things that she does is when you have an area where one thing goes under another, she'll add just a little bit extra with her pen right there. So you could try that. That looks like I did not shade that one. So I'm going to do that along here and see what we think. So it just kind of adds to that shadow effect. There is a book out there called Made in the Shade. That's very good for learning shading. And the lady who wrote the book is a CZT. I learned a lot from it. I still don't do the best on shading, but I do better than I used to. Okay, that added to it. All right, there we go. That's simple, just a monotangle today. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me zoom out. And then, of course, here's what we did. Same thing. And then there's that one. And that one. All right. Let me know what you think. That was from a mini mandala Monday that I did with Kelly Blue, and I just love her videos. And this is from a piece of paper. I took my scrapbook and have been tearing the pages out. And then I have a disc-bound system that I use that I'm going to put all these together again. And I have more information about that in the description. So there we go. I hope you liked it. And if you did like it, please hit the like button. And if you have subscribed, thank you very much. If you have not, please subscribe. And you can hit the alert and know whenever I have a new video coming out. And have a good weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.